It's on.
Hello, everybody, everywhere, all across time and space. Hello to alien civilizations millions of light years away. When and if you catch this. This is No Frequency Radio.
Hello.
What you're hearing right behind us is two houses.
Two houses
From Chicago,
out of
Illinois.
Chi-Town, Illinois.
Some great friends of mine.
They're
Making
good friends of
some,
Dom's. I've only met the one, but he seemed passable.
Yeah, making some good homeland rock and roll.
Homeland rock and roll, is
The
that a
song
thing?
is called Perpetual Motion Machine.
Which is a lie. There's no such thing as perpetual motion.
That's what I've heard too. Is that a thing? There's no perpetual motion
There is no perpetual motion.
machine.
Entropy gets in the way of that.
Okay. Well, shout outs to Houses and everybody.
Everybody,
You know who you are by now. You really should.
you really do. And hey, they can hear us.
Can they?
Wh-
Scoring.
Which we? Is it all three of you or just the two? Or just the two that are adults?
How many?
We want to know.
How many are we talking here?
How many we got? I mean, you got like a whole house full of people? Are you like channeling it through the whole building? All 300 floors of it?
It's a tall building.
It's a pretty tall building. I like it. It's very nice up on the floor. They got this view is just incredible. So, yeah. Oh, wait. I've got the ... That means all three. All
Dot,
three of them are
dot.
listening.
All three of them.
Plus two cats.
Kitties.
Kitties.
Which one is
Mambo and Jezebel.
Jezebel. I
Yep.
always forget the other one.
Lucid is not listening today because I forgot to turn the computer on this morning.
She'll hear it. She'll hear it later.
Yeah, I'll play it for her later. She'll love it. She sits there and stares at the screen like, why are you talking from both sides of me? I'm so scared. Because she's such a weirdo.
She's great. She is weird.
She's incredibly strange.
Yeah.
Although she's much easier to deal with now because
She's
Yeah.
accepted that you're the guy.
well, I think there's that,
And she's
then
grown to love the guy.
yeah, she definitely is much more lovable in the last even month, I would say, than she has been in
Really?
the past. Like laying on the back of the couch and letting me scratch her and not attacking me.
Whoa.
Like I touch her tail and she doesn't scream and run away now.
Ah,
So she'll let me I massage her shoulders while she's eating.
Bill's doing this.
I do these hand motions. Everyone who knows me knows the hand motions. I'm
Yeah.
doing the rubbing a shoulder
Okay,
motion.
yeah. It's,
But yeah, okay, we're turning into cat people here.
no. Let's turn into cat people for a
Well,
second.
I could happily be a cat person for life. Like that's
Bill's cat, the way he describes her, doesn't do cat things. Like she doesn't hang out in the window.
yeah, not so much.
She used to love the window.
Well, I built her this shelf
Yeah.
because she likes being on top of the bookcase. And she likes being on top of her cat tree. And they're both very tall. Their bookcase is 6.5 feet, and the tree is like 6 feet tall.
Yeah.
So I built a shelf between the two. You know how in my apartment I have that big open,
I think.
between the living room and the hallway, just a big opening. It's
Yeah.
not really a door, just an opening. I put a shelf above the opening, connecting essentially the bookcase to the cat tree.
Okay.
So now, did I show you the picture?
No.
Oh, I'm sorry, Dom. That's
Now, let me see.
Terrible.
There's this picture.
terribly unfair of me. You're so concerned with
I
the
just
camera.
kind of want to center it a little bit.
No, you don't. You want it off center. No. Because here it is.
I'm going to show you guys this picture in a
Yeah,
second.
we'll give it to the world.
That's the objective here
There it is.
in a moment.
Where's a good one? Trying to find a good one. You can see there we go. That's what we.
Oh, and
That's
there
what we did.
there she is.
Yeah, I took. It's just that piece of wood that we got last week.
Yeah.
And,
Okay.
It's,
Oh, that is
oh wait, you're terrible at this.
okay.
There we go. That's
There.
what
Check
she's.
that out.
That's how she's living her life now.
Oh,
Basically up in the.
that is great.
And that's actually not entirely how she's living her life because she's also doing this now.
What?
Oh yeah, no,
There's more cats.
Yeah.
More
She,
cat things.
she was cleaning herself and rolled and surprised herself.
That you gotta
Yeah,
give the
that's-
camera.
That's for the world right there. Do you see what my cat is doing?
She's just.
We'll minimize the picture so you can see the whole thing. Look at this. She's on her butt.
Yeah, she's
Staring.
sitting like a human, just slouched.
She's like trying to figure out what's wrong with her life. Like, is this what my liberal arts degree gets me? And then she sits on a couch and watches TV. So, yes, Kitty, that is indeed.
Yeah.
Yeah, liberal arts, man. It's
Yeah.
real life.
That's what I'm getting soon.
Yeah. Yeah, that you should just stop now before you.
No, I'll get into something real in a little while. Probably mechanical engineering. If I get enough math and science credits.
That is not liberal arts. Liberal arts is like
No.
creative writing.
Yeah, I took that class.
Or,
I'll get my
That's
liberal
pretty much
arts
it.
degree and then transfer so I can have all my electives.
oh, I got you.
done. Yeah,
Oh, all right.
that's the objective here.
That makes more sense.
Yeah. So, in the long run, it does. Which
In
I guess
the long run.
I'm in for the long run now.
You are in forever.
Yeah.
Can't do it halfway at this point.
Yeah. Right.
So. But all right, we've digressed plenty here.
From what?
Are we even really here?
We're here.
Is it radio if no one listens?
Is the radio don't listen?
It is for me because I can listen.
The power of independent trucking.
Moving along. I got you an ovarian cyst for Christmas. I hope you're excited.
Oh my God.
Yeah. It's a true story.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, my ovaries hurt. It's not true. They feel fine.
They feel fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm feeling them.
We'll stop. That actually tickles.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so,
Yeah. What do you got?
we've got
I mean, everybody knows what we're gonna talk about.
God and country, same as always.
Yeah.
That's our thing. So let's all.
Generally.
Also, I got a little bit of Sandy Crab. Remember Sandy?
Sandy who? Hook?
The storm?
Oh, Sandy
Yeah.
Storm. Which one was that? Brooklyn? Is that the
I
New
don't
York
know.
one?
Yeah, the New York one.
The East Coast one?
Yeah, it's funny because it was called Sandy.
I said Brooklyn. Yeah.
Well, we know what you mean when you say Brooklyn.
Yeah.
You're not talking about California. Thank God. That's next week's show.
Bill's got a California thing.
I hate California.
He'll never go.
It's weird to me because that horrifying storm was Hurricane Sandy.
Yeah.
And then this Connecticut school shooting was at Sandy Hook School.
The Sandy Hook School.
So every time I read something about Sandy now, I don't know which one I'm getting into until it's already too late. So,
I think these days you kind of know what Sandy you're getting into.
you don't. That's the thing. Every article I have here, which is both Sandy the Storm and Sandy Hook,
Uh-huh.
are from the same, like, they're all from today.
Okay.
Or last night, at the least. So yeah, there's all that. Accidentally, I stapled every single one of these into one big pile. This is not one article.
Okay.
It's like 5. But yeah, no, I got a lot of stuff about Sandy Hook, a little bit about Sandy, got a little bit here about retirement spots. I don't know why. Yeah.
What? Well, let's see these. Milwaukee got number 10
In the
dirtiest
most
city.
polluted, yeah.
Yeah, you saw it on Forbes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It was everybody's favorite article for like a day and a half.
Yeah,
Which
ridiculous.
is a record. Seriously. The way the news goes, you don't have time to enjoy an article before you got another one you got to look at.
The list of cities that are cleaner than us really surprises the heck out of me.
You know what doesn't surprise me, though, is that, like, 6 out of those 20 were in California.
California.
Yeah,
Yeah.
weird.
Yeah.
California just sucks.
It really
Just,
does.
Like, as a rule.
I kind of never want to go there myself either.
Well, it's one of those things where there's things in California I want to see. I just wish they weren't in California. Like redwood forests. I'd love to go see those, but I don't want to go to California to do it. So I watch TV specials about them.
Now the temperate rainforest in Seattle, or
See,
not Seattle, in Washington.
In Washington,
State.
yeah. I
right
want
by
to see
Seattle,
that.
actually.
I also want to hunt Bigfoot. That's
Yeah.
a life goal. That's a bucket list item. Who dat?
Some pedestrians.
Ah.
Yeah.
How pedestrian of them.
Quite.
But yes, I want to go see Loch Ness. I don't want to find the monster. I just want to go see Loch Ness because I hear it's a devastatingly beautiful place.
Really?
Yeah.
Loch Ness.
Loch Ness.
Huh.
Yeah. That means
Interesting.
Lake Ness.
Oh, is it?
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
And actually, if you pronounce it in Scottish correctly, it's Loch. Loch Ness.
Okay.
Laddie. If it's not Scottish, it's crap.
There's I think it was Glasgow. Yeah, I think it's Glasgow or Edinburgh. Obviously, one of those two cities.
Well,
Hold on
there's
one
only the
second.
two.
Right.
Woo.
In Glasgow,
So kind.
their accents are so thick that a Scotsman can barely understand another Scotsman.
Well, to be fair, Scotsmen, much like the Irish, don't understand very much. Oh my God! Speaking of, time to read the disclaimer.
Oh.
All right, everybody prepared? It's a quick massage on the Adam's apple here. Welcome to No Frequency. My name is Bill Bulk. I'm the co-producer of this show along with Dominic Wanzer. The things you will hear over the next 50 minutes represent the views of No Frequency and the people making them. All opinions and quotations in no way represent River West Radio and are the sole responsibility of the producer, guests, and callers. River West Radio is not liable for any legal issues arising from the content of this program, and as we will eventually be touching on finances today and retirement, please remember, it's all just an experiment in what you'll buy. Can we feed you the lies? Can you swallow them whole? So don't take any of our advice. We're just two guys with an internet radio show and a pretty bomb manila envelope. Pretty bomb.
Okay.
So where were we?
We were talking about crime and punishment.
I was dissing on the Irish.
Scottish.
Them two.
Yeah.
Basically the same people, just one's redder than the other, and the other, grows black potatoes. So,
Yeah.
yeah, that's a Irish joke. That's a, how about you?
I don't know what that is. I hate you.
I know you do, and that's okay.
Ah.
Because eventually you'll leave me like everyone does.
Bill's been referencing this thing that I don't know, and he refuses to tell me what it is.
You haven't actually asked, so.
Okay, what is it?
Okay, so there's this dude that comes in the store. He's an old man every morning. He drives a green Cadillac, like mint green. Ugly car.
Okay.
Right? And he buys 2 newspapers and a coffee every day, the exact same thing. And he has exact change every time. And then he's stunned when he has a free coffee because he always gets his coffee punch that throws him off completely. Right? And he doesn't do it to anybody else, but to me, if I'm running the front when he comes up there and I'm like, hey, how's it going today? And he looks at us, how about you? And he says it just like that, like every single time. Like before I finish saying, how are you? How about you? So last night.
I have to be there for that.
You do. It's unnerving.
Yeah.
Because like he's so little and so old, and he wears this big pinky ring. He's a strange lad. But he does this, and I was telling Sean about it a few days ago.
Yeah.
Because I don't really get to gripe about these things to people very often.
Uh-huh.
And so I'm griping about it because it's not really an annoying thing. It's just like, let me at least ask.
It's a novel thing.
Yeah, it's of note. And I'd also been listening to Zongza on the iPhone, and one of the songs that it had played when I was listening was Sheryl Crow.
How about you?
No.
Oh.
Whatever that one with the vending machine repairman. That whole. I hitched a ride with the vending machine repairman.
Oh.
He's been down this road more than twice. Whatever.
I can't remember.
Right, it doesn't matter. So I'm
Okay.
sitting there quietly in the office doing office-y things, and Sean's quietly doing Sean things. And so in my Sheryl Crow impression, I actually sang the... I hitched a ride with the vending machine repairman. How about you? And the two of us were like crying with laughter because even better than what I just did there, like I just flowed from the one voice to the other. Like,
yeah.
perfectly in time, and then we were adding it to like all kinds of things like Forrest Gump quotes and stuff.
Yeah, I was there for a little bit of that.
Yeah, Mama always said life is like a box of chocolates. How about you? And you got, if you know the guy, it's
Comes
even
in
funnier.
every day?
Every single day. That's his thing.
I have never seen
Approximately
this guy.
9:30.
Oh, that's why.
Yeah,
That's why.
It's pretty great.
I'm out of there by 8:30-ish, 8:15.
Every day is a winding road. That's the name of the song. Thanks, Cor.
Thanks, Corin.
You're the best.
Every day is a winding road.
How about you?
How about you?
How about us?
How about us?
I don't know. How are you?
Well, you know, the thing with my mom. And,
Yeah.
yeah, you know. And then my dad wants me to shovel snow out by his place.
You
It's
know,
like-
he's the building manager. Maybe he could pick up a shovel.
No, he does, but it's a big place. So I understand you need a hand with that kind of place. And I was kind of there was kind of an agreement when he got the place that I would help him out.
Yeah, but what kind of agreement? Like, was it a gentleman's agreement?
Yeah, it's kind of a gentleman's
Because
agreement.
neither one of you is a gentleman.
It's not like a thing that I don't. It's not in my contract. I don't need to honor that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so don't.
But I get paid good money to do it. So
Well, you get paid good money.
on top of
you should-
juggling work
You
and
should probably do it then.
yeah, I get $12 an hour to do it.
That's pretty good money.
That's pretty good money.
I don't even make $12 an hour.
I know.
Like, on a good
Yeah,
week.
but like for 3 hours of work, you know, and then I gotta get all the way out there, and then I gotta help my mom move and pack. Really, the next time we go to my mom's place, I'd like to get it all out
Yeah.
and pack.
Couldn't you just burn it to the ground and then collect the insurance money?
She doesn't have insurance on it.
Mm.
So it's a whole deal. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If I get my mom's stuff straight, then I can worry about everything else.
Yeah. Moms always come first. I understand that.
Right. It's not like dad can't work, mom cannot work.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. I know. You and I got the same parents.
Yeah, 10 years apart, but
Yeah. Yeah. Pretty much.
pretty
the
much the same story. Though.
Same damn story.
Yeah. So that's life for now.
All right.
But I'm out of school, so I can juggle a little more,
Yeah, you're a little freer now.
a little freer now.
Yeah, which is nice. A couple weeks, few weeks of that.
Yeah, I got that week that's gonna be hell next week. I think I work more days than not because Nick has to
Oh yeah. Yeah.
do something. I think that's the next schedule, I believe.
I want to say no,
No.
because Christmas week has to come first.
Yeah, that's right.
So 2 weeks. You got a little while.
Okay.
Mentally prepare yourself.
Okay, yeah. So next schedule is his hell week. The next printout will be his hell week because he'll be working
Yeah.
more to compensate for.
Yeah.
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 Okay.
So
All right.
yeah, we'll get it sorted out. Don't worry about it.
That's
This is
sorted
the
out.
radio show,
This is
not the
radio
Lake
show.
Bluff. So
It's not the Lake Bluff.
let's talk about
We're
the
not the
most
Lake Bluff.
interesting retirement spot you've never heard of.
What is it? Oh, it's
It-
in Utah. Actually, I think I know it.
No,
No.
no, it's in Malaysia,
It's in Malaysia.
Borneo.
Oh. Borneo.
The name of the city is Kuching, spelled exactly as you would imagine. Kuching, just inland of the northwest coast of the island of Borneo. It is, in fact, the perfect off-the-beaten-track retirement destination. Incentives for permanent residency, incentives to live there, are more generous than the rest of Malaysia, and the cost of living, if you own a home, is less than $600 a month. Now, what also makes this great is it's it was a colonial British
Yeah.
deal. So there's a lot of the old forts and things, but there's a lot of outdoorsy type stuff that you can do. Where did I see it?
How much money would I need to retire in Malaysia?
Well, if you figure $600 a month, 12 months in a year, so that's 6, 8, 12, $7,200 a year. Cost of living if you own the home. Figure it's a home in Malaysia, so it's probably 15, 18 grand American. So you can scrape together $100,000. You could probably retire, and if you kill yourself at 45, bam, you're done.
Boom.
Unless you want to retire at 50, in which case you can make it to the end of life.
Ah.
But you are in Malaysia at the age of 50, so the ladies, they'll like you. But the thing is, the name Kuching, and I'm going to read this directly from this article by Kathleen Petticord
Okay.
from U.S. World and News and World Report, rather. The name Kuching is derived from the Malay word for cat, and feline lovers will find themselves in good company here. The city is proud of its cat statues and cat museum and seems to have a certain lazy, content feline quality about it. So
It's so beautiful.
it's a place for cat people.
Crying.
They have cupolas,
What-
Chinese-style churches.
What are
Cupolas are those
cupolas?
little onion tops that they put onto buildings in Russia. Yeah,
Cupolas.
it's pretty eclectic sounding. It's but it is a modern city.
Do they have
And,
cats wandering around?
You know, they don't say that, but one would imagine.
Yeah, like that's the paradise in my head.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, it'd be nice.
Yeah.
But apparently, very little crime. Malaysia is the 19th safest country in the world.
Really?
Yeah, the U.S. ranks 82.
Okay.
So to give you an idea,
maybe closer to 100 now. Maybe after this, after this year.
No, well, you know, that's you want to talk about this? Should we?
I mean, it's a good segue.
Is it?
Yeah.
It feels like a good segue. Okay.
Yeah. In my head, it is.
Okay. Well, you start.
Okay. Well, I don't really think that I need to tell everybody what went on in Newtown, Connecticut. The absolute tragedy that is kind of hovering over that town over the last couple days. And it's still sorting itself out, obviously. It'll be sorting itself out for years now. But there's going to be a lot of discussions. I think there already have started to be discussions.
Yeah.
There's already definitely discussions on forums and the Facebook and the headlines that you read on the Real Clear and everywhere.
Well, you know, the feeling I get from it, reading the articles and looking at things that are being said and all that, is that there are a lot of opinions, a lot of discussions, and not a whole lot of facts. And that's...
Yeah.
That, I guess...
the rush to
my
instant journalism that this country's...
Yeah.
And that the world is really taken up.
We've all gotten into it, and it's... You know, we're both as guilty as anyone. You know, we want the news right now.
As
and we
it
want
happens,
it.
yeah.
And for the most part, you're within 5 minutes of getting that. But the problem with that is that in 5 minutes you can't confirm your facts.
Yeah.
I mean, they released the shooter, who I'm not going to name because it's not worth. I'm not advertising him.
Good plan.
His brother was inundated with phone calls from friends who said your picture and Facebook page is on the news. And then he realizes that they've got the wrong person, and they're saying that he's the shooter.
And all of a sudden, his mom is dead, his brother's dead.
Yeah,
oh,
and then they cap it all off with 9,000 retweets of his Facebook page so that everyone can gawk and stare. And all the news agencies, ABC, CNN, the internet news sites, you know, Yahoo, the Google News, all those, everybody was retweeting, reposting, Pinteresting, whatever the hell they do. The wrong guy.
Yeah.
Because one cop said the wrong name is what they're saying. A cop made a mistake, so now
and you
the
know
news
what?
is not culpable for.
It may have been a journalist, because I think the cop may have just said that he's a suspect. You know what I mean?
That could be, yeah.
I think
very
probably a
likely.
journalist said, you know, something, and
Yeah, a journalist probably said, "Okay, awesome, we'll take it and go."
yeah,
and,
right, yeah.
You know, it hits the airwaves, and suddenly this guy's guilty. It's kind of like when the Trayvon thing down in Florida that no one cares about anymore because
Because that's 6 shootings ago.
yeah, it's a lot of shootings ago. But, they're so hard to keep track of.
Yeah.
But, well, that's because the shooter in that case is still alive, so people don't remember. But
George Zimmerman.
George Zimmerman, that's it.
Yeah.
The guy who wasn't him, the old man in the retirement home in Florida who got his house vandalized.
Oh, really?
They put his address up on the.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, all
Really?
that stupidity with Spike Lee. You know, it's,
Wow.
yeah, people are.
Didn't even know about that aspect.
Oh yeah, no, it was, and that's again, it was one journalist made a mistake, and suddenly this guy is being pinned for the murder of a young
Right.
black
The
man.
journalist should be really held to higher standards.
And that's the thing, is that the journalistic standards, the journalistic integrity is gone in the last 10 to 15 years. It's just complete. I've known people who went through the journalistic program at UW. Because it's an English journal.
Right.
And they actually fail you on the individual projects. If you write an article and you forget the period behind Mr., if you're describing someone as Mr. Dominic Wanzer, you get failed instantly. There's no, that's 5 points off. Because that's the standard. If you misspell someone's name, you fail. If you get a date wrong, you fail. If your facts are... Now, there can be, you know, grammatical mistakes. You know, 2, 2, and 2, or you're, and you're, whatever, something like that. Well, that you'll probably get failed for, I'm sure. But, because that's just stupid. It's the easiest thing in the world. But, the name thing, the facts, if your facts are wrong, you fail instantly, because what you're doing is diminishing the quality of your work and your...
the truth.
And, well, the truth and your entire profession. Because all it takes is one bad journalist makes them all look suspect, which is what we're dealing with right now, because basically the entire... pantheon of journalists out there. They're not even shooting from the hip. They're just dropping guns and letting bullets go. I mean, it's ridiculous. The disinterest they have in mining for the facts. It's like it's too much work.
Yeah.
And that's you chose the job.
Chose the job. Need to work. If
Yeah.
it's you know,
Yeah.
if it were fun, it would not be called work.
Yeah, exactly.
It would be called. I mean, you know what it'd be called.
It'd
Yeah,
be called fun.
Okay.
It would be a good time. It'd
Would
be
not
Friday
even
nights.
be work. Yeah.
So, yeah.
You gotta make work fun too. That's another thing.
That's that's my philosophy.
Yeah. That's
If there's not laughter at a job, then it's not worth
Yeah.
doing.
not. Yeah.
How about you?
There we go.
Yeah, see? So it
Alright.
works. But, what I am going to advertise, though, out of this Connecticut school shooting, and this is something that, I think by now we've probably all read the Morgan Freeman hoax about the whole, okay, everyone but Tom,
Tell me.
apparently.
Tell me.
On Facebook, I saw Morgan Freeman was quoted as saying all this jazz that he didn't actually say, but for some reason they chose Morgan Freeman. But ultimately, what it came down to is the quote, and I'm not going to say it was Morgan Freeman because we know it wasn't. The quote that was written said the reason that these shootings are getting worse and worse is because when the media reports it, they sensationalize it so hard.
Oh, that
Yeah,
one.
they're
Actually, John did tell me about this.
Okay.
Kinda.
Well, it wasn't Morgan Freeman. That's
Oh, wasn't?
no, someone just arbitrarily slapped his name on it. Probably so we'd hear the voice of God reading it. But, well, now, everybody. That's my terrible Morgan Freeman impression.
Nobody can do it.
Old Andy. But, and it's a great point. And they make a great point, though, is that...
That is a great point.
We know the name of the killer.
Right.
Name one victim.
Yeah.
You know, they're...
Oh, actually, I can. Vicky Soto. I know Vicky Soto is one of the teachers.
I'll double check that. Oh, yeah, look at that. How old was she?
That I don't. She was a teacher.
She was 27.
She was 27. Wow.
Yeah, I know. Just another kid. But yeah, what I am going to do is give everyone listening here a list of names.
A list of names.
And all we ask is that you remember one of them. Just one.
I did.
Nah,
I did.
Dom did. He's already better than you. How do you feel about that?
I'm
world?
better.
Dom is better than you. If you're watching on camera,
There was a Noah. Noah was a child.
probably, but hold.
I'm twice as good.
You're the best. 26 people killed. 12 girls, 8 boys. Right. 16 of them were 6 years old. 4 of them were 7 in the last few months. Right? And the victims. Dawn Hotspring, 47. Mary Sherlack, 56. Lauren Rousseau, 30. Victoria Soto, 27. Olivia Engel, 6. Emily Parker, 6. And now, Rachel Davino, 29. Anne Mary Murphy, 25. Charlotte Bacon, 6. Daniel Barden, 7. Josephine Gay, 7. Anna Marquez Green, 6. Dylan Hockley, 6. Madeline Hsu, 6. Catherine Hubbard, 6. Chase Kowalski, 7. Jesse Lewis, 6. James Mattioli, 6. Grace McDonald, 7. And, we already did that one. Jack Pinto, 6. Noah Posner, 6. Caroline Praviti, 6. Jessica Rekos, 6. Aviel Richmond, 6. Benjamin Wheeler, 6. And Allison Wyatt, 6. So, forget who the suspect was. Forget the shooter. He's a no one. As the quote said, if it wasn't for the media, he could have just done it in his basement and saved a lot of lives.
Yeah.
And I'm a fan of that. So,
Yeah.
prayers go out to all
Prayers
of them,
go out.
their families,
Remember the deceased.
the victims. The only victims are the ones who were shot. The shooter was not the victim.
And, I said it so many times, but let's learn a lesson.
Maybe we can this time. It would be nice.
I am so pessimistic. Just because.
It's hard not to be at this point.
It's hard not to be jaded at this point.
But at the same time,
no idea.
the people who study these things have numbers to prove that the number of shootings has actually dropped, mass killings, since 1993.
Yeah.
So, but the ability of the news to, again, shoot from the hip is tenfold what it was at the time. Sorry, pardon me.
Yeah. Bill's digging for something.
I need aspirin.
But the thing is, you know, getting to a point here. I was right there, and then you were saying something.
Sorry.
No, it's fine. Oh, a lot of the conversations, this is good. There will be people, immediately the gun owners will say, you know, let's not make this a gun control conversation.
Yeah.
But and a lot of people are talking about the mental health aspect of the conversation, which is, you know, where the problem is rooted.
Ultimately.
So, the problem isn't rooted in guns. Your kid wasn't born, you know, a gun nut, or you know, your kid wasn't born with this affinity for murder.
Yeah.
But your kid was born with something wrong with him, her. And that's got to be addressed, and things have to be done about that. I don't even know what. I'm so lost in the field of mental health and how it's treated, other than, you know, throw a couple pills at the patient, sit him down, talk to him, or...
You know, even that, though, it does make a difference. And that's a lot of the times what you end up with mental health. And this, with Crystal, I learned a lot about it, because actually one of her areas of study was the stigma studies, the stigma of having a mental illness and how to deal with that. It's fascinating. For all the ways that American people go out and about how we're accepting and we're very open to things, and, you know, for the most part we are. I mean, it's a broader acceptance here than most places. But when it comes to mental health, if I tell people that I'm taking antidepressants, I get a 6-foot birth instead of a 3-foot. Now, they're not, they don't seem to understand that it doesn't make me a lesser person. If anything, it makes me a stronger person, because I'm medicating for my own health, because it's unhealthy for me to sit at home and see if my tongue will fit in both barrels of a side-by-side. So,
Right.
you know, which is not just helping me, that helps my family and my friends and my cat and my landlord, who doesn't have to clean it up and deal with the...
Yeah.
You know, it's so much far-reaching. And that comes with almost all mental illness. Some of them, the stigmas, and again, stigma is a neutral word. It's the connotation that people add to it that makes it particular. But things like Down syndrome, they're very apparent. You know what a Down syndrome kid looks like, so when you see one, you know what you're getting into.
Right.
And there's a certain amount of beatification, I guess would be the word. They're angels. You know, their parents are angels for taking care of them, for not aborting them, you know, and there's we almost feel good that we accept that they're retarded, as it were. But the moment you tell somebody that you have Asperger's, or you're depressed, or you're suicidal, or, you know, whatever you're and they are mental illnesses. They are illnesses. They can be healed to a degree, and then self-healing, etc. But you tell people these things, and they just don't seem to... They don't understand that it's pervasive, but not in the way that the statistics would tell you. You know, 20 million people are on Prozac. I disagree with that. I think that's a bad way of doing it.
Okay.
But of those 20 million, the 2 million who really need it, I'm glad they're doing it. I'd rather have 20 million people medicated to help those 2 million than to under-medicate and possibly miss one and leave families and friends devastated and a body lying on a couch.
Yeah.
That's not in anyone's interest.
Right.
And that's the issue that we have, because it's easier for the punditry and the talking heads, and even us, to sit here and talk about gun ownership, because it's very apparent these people died by gunshot. So we can bring that up. We can talk about it. We're a nation of guns. We know how to speak of them. But what we don't accept is that 380 million people, that there's a fair percentage, which I knew literally 30 seconds ago until I had to think about it, that do have a mental illness, that do have a mental, not deficiency, but chemical imbalance or what have you. It's enough of a percentage, and those numbers are big enough that again, it's something like 2 out of 14 people or something, 2 out of 15 people that
All right.
could benefit from talk therapy, medicine, what are the other options? Like behavioral therapy,
Right.
Cognitive therapy, all these different things, all these available options. And that's, I know 15 people.
Yeah.
Like easily know 15 people.
Yeah.
And they need help, some of them.
Yes.
And we need to be able to provide it. But it's a trope now. It's become just a character flaw in a sitcom. Oh, he's going to his therapist. Why? Oh, his coffee was cold this morning. They give these flippant answers to.
Right.
Seinfeld was terrible about it. Frasier didn't do anything to help the movement. Which then, of course, goes back to Cheers, where,
Hey.
its own world of. I love Cheers. I'm not. No, don't. Man, I'm a normophile. Like, don't. Please don't think that I'm
Opposed to Cheers.
Opposed in any way to Cheers. That's everybody knew my name there. It's amazing. But
Awesome.
It bothers me.
Yeah.
As a person who does and has since a child of 8 suffered from
something
chemical imbalances.
Yeah.
I don't mind the stigma when people do give me a funny look. I notice it, but screw them. Like, I'm not concerned.
You're used to it. Yeah.
I'm enough of who I am to not worry about what the others are.
Right.
But I know, and this is always my thing, with all the issues that I have in my life, when I get ragingly angry, it's not because I feel like I've been slighted, but because I know there are people who will be in the same way and won't defend themselves. That's when I get angry.
Yeah.
Like the whole thing at IKEA. It's not because I wasn't happy. It's because the old lady who doesn't know any better, who's going to get screwed there in that situation, isn't going to defend herself. The 18-year-old girl who just got her first apartment and is trying to furnish it, she's not going to defend herself. The 40-year-old single father who's trying to furnish his kid's room. I feel in some way that I speak for them when I flip out, because I will. I don't, if I was permanently banned from IKEA for life, it doesn't change my life one iota.
Yeah.
There's no difference. But other people react like there is. So, it's the same thing with the mental health thing, with the being overweight thing. It's why I've been crowing about how wonderful the cortisone shot is.
Oh, yeah, that cortisone shot.
People need to know. Like, because it's like the thing with our customers. When they're crappy, you remember them. When they're good, you don't. 98% of them are good.
Yeah.
But if people just listen to us talk about it, we have the most insane, impossible customers in the world. But 1,000 people come through in a day and you have one story. That's a pretty darn good day.
Yeah.
But,
we usually get out with 2 or 3.
Well, yeah, but we got personality issues at the store too. So let's not pretend for a moment that we are not damaged goods. But
all right, fine.
Own it. We gotta own it.
Screw it. Yeah. That's us.
That's my little.
But yeah, no.
I kind of went off.
The conversation is gonna be. I hope that the conversation has some gun control in it, and I also hope that the conversation does go towards mental health, because that's where the problem is rooted.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Very obvious.
And maybe, to make the argument that we're a culture of guns, that we're a culture of violence, it's I can see it. I can see that argument and say, okay, well, there's some merit to that. But in the history of the world, as a world society now, generally things have gotten less violent over time, as opposed to more violent. Steven Pinker, the neuroscientist, I think maybe brain surgeon. Steven Pinker had a speech on that on TED Talks, actually. And there are hacks out there, like Ben Stein. Ben Stein is a huge hack, and I'll talk to my friend James about this if he ever gets wind of this show. But he quoted Ben Stein. Yeah. And James is a smart man. He's a lawyer. He's a really smart guy. I think he may even be I'm pretty sure James is non-devout. as we'll call that region of religion.
Yeah.
But James quoted him saying that, well, no wonder there's all these. Stein said something like, "Oh yeah, you wonder why there's such a culture of violence in America. There's no God in schools anymore."
Are you sure it wasn't Huckabee that said that?
Stein said it too.
They've probably all said it.
Yeah,
at this point,
which is just stupid.
that whole room full of evil.
Yeah, and he had this. Stein had this movie called Expelled. No Right Answer, I think it was called. Here, let me look this
I
up.
think you're right. Was it Expelled?
It was Expelled. Google.
But it was about prayer in school and
Ben Stein's
all that, right?
movie.
See, what I like about Ben Stein is I just love reading his diary. I actually have it printed out here because it amuses me.
No intelligence allowed.
There it was.
It went against intelligent design,
Yes.
or for intelligent design, I think maybe.
I actually watched a special just the other day about intelligent design.
This damn idiot. No, this guy's a damn idiot. He's for the Buffett rule. Opposition to the theory of evolution. This guy is such a hack. I mean, evolution, okay. That argument aside, the whole saying that if you take religion out of schools, the culture gets more violent. Well, it's just not true. Culture as a whole has gotten less violent over time.
Yeah.
With religion taken out of schools.
That's not, well, and that's simplifying.
I'm not saying that that's, the key. Yeah, maybe religion should be taken out everywhere. That would be great.
Well, and again, you're simplifying, though, because it's not just the God thing.
Right, I know it's not.
Yeah, you actually said it right there in the sentence. In schools, as education has increased, violence has decreased. That's...
Yeah.
I have no numbers to back that up,
Right.
but I know I'm right. I have no idea. 500 years ago, when everyone was stabbing everybody in the neck, you had two classes: those who could read and people who were stabbing each other in the neck, and that was it.
Right.
And and the ones stabbing each other in the neck were being directed by the guys who could read. So, when everyone can read,
Right.
in the land of the pigs, the butcher is king. But oink oink.
I really want to
mofo.
get that speech up here, but I'll save that for
Which speech?
the Steven Pinker speech
Ah,
about violence decreasing
yeah.
overall over time.
Yeah, I have no doubt about that. And that's the thing, and to speak into gun control, because I am a gun guy, I do enjoy guns. The thing you find is that the people who are really into gun ownership, myself,
Yeah.
I'm not going to even come close to lumping myself together with the idiots of the NRA, because they're just... They're the Westboro Baptist Church of guns. They're not worth it.
Oh, really?
But
I wouldn't know.
the thing of it is the people who enjoy guns and legitimately have fun with guns, and they hunt and they shoot and they target shoot, and they have a culture of their own, not a gun culture, but a culture of just enjoyment.
Hobbyist.
Yeah, hobbyist culture. They're not the ones that go out and kill
No, they're not.
36-year-olds. The ones that go out and kill 36-year-olds are the ones who are stockpiling guns in 2 weeks, which comes to my point why I have such an issue with the NRA. Slight tangent here, but it must get out to the masses. They're against any form of gun control. Guns should be as easy to get as a candy bar, as far as they're concerned. No. No. I own guns. I want to have more guns. I want to buy guns throughout my life. I want to have a collection of guns when I die, and I want to be buried with them. But I've always said I have no problem with a 7-day waiting period, because there is nothing in my life that I need to do with a gun right this
now.
second
Yeah.
that can't wait 7 days. Because if I have to have that gun right now this second, whatever I need it for, I should not be doing. There is you cannot justify that. There is no way.
Yeah.
So I never understood the anti-waiting period.
Yeah.
Registering guns, I'm not against that either. To a point. Because, again, the government doesn't need to know everything I own. It's not my business. But in the case of criminal negligence, in the case of a crime, if a gun is found, it should be able to be traced from its first sale to its last owner without fail. I have no problem with that. Whether that is actually a database run by the government, I think it shouldn't be. It should be an industry-run database, because you never hear about the industries, whether it's electronics, guns, cars, whatever. They don't get their emails stolen and published. Only the government does.
Yeah.
So I trust industry far more than I trust government when it comes to security. But,
Yeah. I mean, Watergate.
yeah, let's just leave it at Watergate is enough. But then this whole
Benghazi.
thing with Benghazi, the idiot with the Brandy, the little 25-year-old kid who stole all the secrets, WikiLeaks,
Oh,
That guy.
Couldn't tell you.
Peyton Manning. No, it wasn't Peyton Manning.
George Patton?
It could have been George Patton. I don't trust that guy either.
General George Patton?
No, I'm talking about Lieutenant of the Royal Canadian Mounted Police,
George S. Patton.
the RCMP. George Patton.
I don't know that George Patton.
No one does. I just made him up on the fly.
Oh, okay.
There wasn't really a lot of making up there to be done. That was actually one of my worst made up anythings. So I apologize to the world.
Yeah, the president had a good speech last night.
I actually have not listened to it yet.
It's about the Connecticut thing.
Oh, well, yes.
It was in Newtown, so
I understand.
he read all the names of the deceased, and yeah, man, John and I were listening to it in his car. It was pretty deep, actually. It was very cryptic.
So you're saying someone wrote it for him?
Perhaps.
That was a cheap
Yeah,
shot. I apologize.
Maybe
That was actually
maybe he'll become the president.
that was pretty bad for me even. Well, it would be nice.
There are some presidents that have become president.
Yeah, we'll never let a good crisis go to waste.
Yeah.
This is a pretty great crisis as far
It's
as
a
I
really
go.
great crisis.
I'd give it a 9 on a scale of 1 to 5.
As far as gun control
Yeah.
and maybe mental health issue. Well, we'll see what the country does.
Really, and this is the thing, is they need to remove the emotion. And that's the problem.
Instill objectivity.
Yeah, because even with me, and it's not that I'm emotionless, but I have a flippancy that is part of my personality.
Mm-hmm.
I am moved to know that 20 children under the age of 7
Yeah.
were shot to death while in school. The place where at 6 and 7, you know you are the safest you will ever be beyond your parents' home.
Yeah.
You know, that's
There's a homeschool conversation going on too. A lot of my friends on Facebook.
really.
They're saying, you know what? I'm taking my kid out of these schools. I mean, some of them, you know.
Well, and that's like I was saying, like there's numbers to back up that the mass shootings are actually slowly dropping off. It's just
Right.
sensationalism is slowly climbing.
This is a thing, man. I mean, that's a safe community. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I grew up in safe. We grew up in safe communities too.
Yeah.
You know, that kind of thing, like they said, could happen anywhere. Could happen to either one of
Oh,
us.
Yeah.
In our communities that we grew up in.
Well, you know, it happens every day in some sub-Saharan African countries. You know,
Right,
there's,
yeah. In Uganda, there's a civil war. It's been going on forever.
What, like 9,000 years?
Yeah.
Since the turtle first birthed Earth onto its back. But, that was a Native American reference. Return of the Buffalo, my friends. But it shocks us because we hear about it.
Right.
In other parts of the world, it shocks them when it doesn't happen.
Yeah.
You know, so to say
Well, our country is not those countries.
no, but the people are. People are people.
No, people are people.
So, and that's, you know, we say it's not that country, but I can go pick up an AK-47 tomorrow,
Yeah.
and that's what they use. So, you know, it's barring the fact that we're in a first world country with education.
Right.
Yeah.
That's why we think these things shouldn't happen, and they shouldn't happen.
No, they shouldn't. It should be.
You know, it's not like I'm fine with it happening in their countries.
Oh yeah, no,
This is my
I'm not-
country.
yeah, no, this is.
I'm
our
not fine
country.
with that.
Yeah, no, it should not be happening here. But it will, and it will happen everywhere. I mean, that's the thing. You know, it happens here and now, but it happened in the Netherlands over the summer last summer. You know, and that was right. Was it the Netherlands? That dude with the bombs and the killing.
Norway. I want to say Norway. I really think it's Norway.
Was it Norway?
It's Norway.
All right. I'm sure Corin will text me in a moment with the correct one.
Yeah.
But we're down to our last minute here.
Oh.
Extemper Radio is standing outside and
Oh, yes, they are.
extemporing as they do.
They are extemporing.
So if you got an extra free hour, stick around for Extemper Radio. They are
They're entertaining dudes.
extemporaneous. I guess. I don't know that they are. I just say that because it's a fun word to say.
It is. It's a very fun word to say.
We kind of brought this one down after last week with all the laughter. We had to come full circle and
Take it down.
we had to put you all on your knees and make
Right.
you cry.
Yeah.
So when all else fails, tell someone you love them today.
Tell them,
Someone you don't live with. Someone you don't tell every day.
Bill, I love you.
Dom, I love you.
I told Bill I love him just now.
I did not tell Dom I just loved him right now.
He didn't.
That will be stricken from the record. But find a stranger, tell him you love him. High five somebody in the street. I mean, it's not.
Yeah, spread it.
Let's start a movement right here, right now.
It's some positivity.
Let's call it the high five movement. Let's
Okay.
go high five strangers all night.
I don't know if I'll do that.
No, we'll get shot. It's a violent country.
Yeah.
With the gun culture out here, it's just not worth the risk. But
Yeah.
thanks for listening. We love all of you.
Take it easy. Until next time, this has been No Frequency. We're out.
Good.